My name is Alex Solis, and in the next few minutes, I'll be telling you guys a little bit about my story and my work and how I get to do what I love to do for a living. Oh, wait. I don't know how that slide got there, but apparently that's me, and that's how long I've been drawing, or my mom swallowed a pencil. I don't know. But let's move forward a little bit. That's me. That's around the time when my parents decided that they were going through a lot of financial problems, and they decided to move us to U.S. And I mean, at the time I was real young, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna go check out the snow. I'm gonna see a trip to Disneyland, blah. But when we got here, it was the middle of winter. All the trees were dead. The only school that was open at the time was one that they weren't bilingual. So I was stuck not being able to communicate with anyone, or not even. It was really hard for me to make friends. So I focused a lot of my time on doodling, which was something I felt I was good at. And that's how a lot of my pictures look back then, or at least how I remember, because my parents threw them all away. And the reason why is because they all ended up looking like this. And well, I didn't have a lot of luxuries growing up, like no toys, not a lot of TV, no video games. So I used this more like just to write stories and for myself, and draw characters that I wish I had toys of. And it really helped me to cope with everything that was happening growing up. And in a way, I was kind of learning a new language and speaking to myself. And it was almost like writing a journal that, I mean, my parents threw away, so it doesn't. Fast forward a few years later, and I mean, a lot of these drawings were pretty weird and creepy. And I felt like, it was almost like those drawings I was doing when I was a little kid. No one really understood what was going on. And I mean, a kid in high school, I don't want to explain to people what the heck this is, right? A lot of them were really creepy. If that was my kid, I'll probably have a talk with them. And also because of that, I felt like I was never gonna make a living from design and illustration. So I put all my focus into design and web development. And through my career in design for about 15 years, I was able to use my artistic abilities to do stuff for even Ninja Turtles, Disney, SpongeBob, I mean, you name it. But all this time I wasn't fully happy with what I was doing, even though it's design, and I was doing really cool stuff, and I could have made a living doing this for the rest of my life. But I mean, illustration was my passion, and what I did, I applied all the stuff I was learning in design into my own work. So a lot of my stuff changed. It's no longer bloody and gory, but you could say that I was finally able to communicate with people, and people are finally understanding what I was saying with my art. And I'll give you guys a quick example. I did this piece for Disney, and I was pretty happy with how it turned out, and they came back to me and they were like, nope, you gotta add helmets. And and I was pretty bummed out, and at the time I was like, no, I gotta take this and apply it to my own work and learn, why are they making me do this in a way? And everyone has their own language and way of communicating with everyone, and you can see this in their marketing, how they want you to see their work. And I figure if I want people to take me serious with my work, I gotta take myself serious. So, and by that I mean even silly ideas like this, I really put my quality and time and a lot of thinking behind it. And I'm not showing you guys this just to show you his balls, but a lot of this stuff I use pop culture in a way. Before I was like, no, I'm never gonna draw stuff that big companies are doing, blah, blah. But I see parody in a way of bringing new audiences, new eyes to my work. And Pokemon Go was pretty popular at the time, so I thought of this silly idea that a lot of people are like, yeah, that's pretty dumb. So I put a lot of quality and time into it, and I felt like I got a lot of people looking at it. Same with this one. It's a parody to The Godfather, and my wife and I were in Brazil, and we were walking through the airport, and the shop was selling bootlegs of all of my designs, and it was kind of I don't know, I felt pretty bad, but in a way, a lot of people are telling me hey, we saw your design out there, it's so official, and to me, that's a huge deal that people are able to recognize my work now. Here's another one where it's a parody to Lion King, and another artist actually took this and created a whole series off of it, and I don't know, in a way, I felt, it kind of sucks, but in a way, you gotta take it in, And when I'm getting like this many views and so many people following me, like I feel like you almost have a responsibility to like do good stuff that's not focused on money or a little dumb joke. So I do a lot of stuff where it's focused on like to bring awareness to like global warming, and I did a few products where all the proceeds are gonna go to the cause and stuff like that. But okay, getting too serious. Let's bring it back to this. One of the most important things I feel as an artist is to always create projects for yourself. Like, don't really even think of the audience. Just think of like this one. I just saw it in the market during lunch one day, and I was like, oh, it looks like a butt. So I went back and I created this thing, and actually I got so many other projects from big companies like Chevrolet, McDonald's, Pepsi, like just from then seeing a dumb little guy showing his butt. And I don't know, to me that's amazing that I'm able to like create my own work and put all my energy out there, and people actually see that through my work. And I'll explain through, this is one of the series I did with my daughter, and I were actually watching Ninja Turtles, and she was like, how are they able to fight guys and run around if all they do is eat pizza? So I literally drew this picture for my daughter, and then it became something that everyone's like, oh, can you draw this guy? Chunky, can you draw this guy? And ended up being one of my biggest projects to date. I drew over 150 of them, and still drawing them for fun. And I used it in a way more to like raise awareness to unhealthy eating and stuff like that. But again, one of the most important things was to create my own projects, and I feel like that's when you're truly expressing yourself and people actually see all the energy you're putting into your work. And another one, there's a lot of stuff that happens in life that's real negative, like, I mean, even myself growing up. And so I take a lot of stuff that you can't really control, so why not make something beautiful out of it and take all the negativity and channel it into something that's better, you know? For example, my dog chews up everything around my house, so I drew this just for fun, putting it out there and sharing it with everyone. Myself being stuck in traffic in Chicago, I created a space traffic because it's a little more fun than being stuck in traffic. As a dancer, like I feel like as I get older, I can't really do a lot of stuff I used to do, but so I created a whole series where it's like older characters still doing what they love to do even though they're older. I mean, to smaller things like picking up your dog's poop. And I feel like a lot of this stuff is excuses that other people use, like, oh, I can't do this because I was stuck in traffic. I can't do this because I was doing that. Like, use those excuses with your own work and like create something beautiful. And I guarantee you, so many people will be able to relate to other stuff you're doing. To going back to people, when I was in Brazil and people, like I saw people stealing my work, I created a thing where it's all about stealing ideas and creating something new. So, and a lot of people ask me like, how long does it take? Do you see, like, I didn't see immediate results. I've been doing this forever. And I mean, you never know when it'll pay off. And like, just enjoy the process of creating and sharing your work with everyone. If people are confused about this, he's a tire swing, so he's waiting till that becomes a tree so he can swing. And again, thank you so much for listening. If anything, I want you guys to take this as inspiration that I came from like a poor community. I couldn't even communicate and make friends, to now me being able to share my story with a worldwide audience through my art. And if you guys want to join my conversation, my Instagram handle's AlexMDC, but please like start your own conversation. Don't make excuses and use those towards your own art and work. So thank you guys.